Alright, let's try that again. Resuming my sharing of thoughts on Zen. There was a previous video I did which talked, I think, mostly about what little source I have for Zen, for learning about Zen. Pointed out that the sources I had suggested that Zen is a difficult thing to define, where it seems more to be about what you can remove, or what you can say that it is not. And I think by the end of the video I was starting to talk about how Zen is sometimes suggested as trying to reach empty mind or no mind. And that makes it sound a little bit like we're talking about Zen meditation, but that's not exactly a thing. Again, as far as I understand it, Zen to me seems like a way to process our experience of the world in a healthy way. When you do meditate using a Zen approach, the advice that I was given was to not try to stop yourself from having thoughts, but to have the thought and then let it pass on. So don't dwell on anything. Hear the sound, understand the sound, but just move on. Smell the smell. You could even have your eyes open and see things happening, birds flying by, whatever. And you're not supposed to spend extra time thinking, oh, that was a blue jay. There have been an interesting number of blue jays around the house in the past few weeks, and I heard that they might be actually kind of bullies to other birds and that they're sort of territorial. You're not supposed to go down any rabbit holes with Zen meditation. You be comfortable. It doesn't have to be sitting, could be lying down, could be standing. But it's supposed to be something you can do for a period of time without having to, without your body having to send you cues to do something to alleviate discomfort. Like if you sit cross-legged or kneel, there are blood vessels that get pinched, that don't deliver blood as well. Your foot can fall asleep, your knees can start to ache, your legs will start to complain if you sit in certain ways. And so you're not supposed to sit in one of those ways, because then you're going to have to deal with it. So you should be able to just sit. And thoughts will happen. The goal is to let them pass. To not grab onto them and continue thinking about that topic. With the goal, of course, being empty mind. That your mind is not disturbed by intruding things. A person should not be in the left lane. There's no one. Yeah, thank you. Shouldn't have been there to begin with. Something that came along with those instructions was a discussion about how Western culture, I'm adding that I think it's primarily the United States, has this notion that we must always be productive. That if we're sitting still and there are dishes to be done, vacuuming to be done, laundry to be done, kids to feed, yourself to feed, or during work hours, like, oops, I shouldn't be sitting still, I should be doing something. I have this pressure from management because the billionaires have fooled us into thinking that we should be giving them so much of our time that we feel guilty when we're not doing something. That's not how life should be, in my opinion. But our culture, and the way we're brought up, suggest that we should always be doing something. If we're not being productive, we are being irresponsible. We're being lazy. We're being slackers. We're not using our time efficiently. And that's so unhealthy. It is so bad for us when it should be okay for us to just sit. To just sit and live in that moment. It shouldn't be the case that if I sit down to have a glass of water, I'm thinking, oh, okay, now I need to go spend my time this way and this way and this way. Maybe I should make a list so I don't forget all the details. Maybe I should set an alarm so that I don't miss this particular deadline. And our thoughts spin so far out of control when... At what point in your life in that paradigm are you living your life? Is human life about keeping the chores up to date, working so that somebody else can become a billionaire while they pay you too little? How much of your time each day are you spending living? And I think at least part of Zen is to... No, I don't think it was originally intended this way, because I don't think that life was like this a long time ago. Well, I guess a few decades ago. Is this productivity push that has happened to the United States is within the last 75 years. And in fact, the 80s are what freed the super rich to abuse us this way, to tell us that we're lucky to have a job while they're stealing our labor value. To make us feel like our time is theirs. So, my application of Zen to the modern world in the United States, at least, is to suggest that Zen might be a way to free ourselves, or at least reduce the influence of that severely diseased way of thinking. My advice based on this conversation is to take time for yourself that is separate from those intrusive thoughts. And the way I have been most successful at doing that, unfortunately, recently, is by distractions. Watching a show, something else that keeps my mind focused on it. Because I have a very hard time keeping my mind from thinking about something. So as kind of a baby step, watching a show or playing a relaxing game, not one that adds tension, but just something simple. No timers, no anything that makes you feel pressure to accomplish a goal. Just something simple. And that allows me to not have those intrusive productivity thoughts, and allows me to relax and not feel strain, stress, anxiety for at least that little while. And my goal is to get to the point where I don't need those distractions and I can just let the thoughts pass through. I saw 3 little dots on the garage door. I heard some birds chirping. Saw some water rolling down my windshield. It's a slightly rainy day. These were all quick little things that passed through my head. And I remembered them specifically so that I could describe them on this video, but empty mind. Try empty mind. Doesn't have to last long. But give yourself a little bit of time to not be stressing yourself out. And hopefully when you get back to having to attend to those things, you're going to be a little bit more able to deal with that pressure. It's the hope. Good luck, and thanks for listening.